Hold tight, hold on. On today's episode of Exploring Limitations, we're going to be looking at tape Varispeed and how you can affect vocal sounds while using it. Here we go. Varispeed. It's a simple tool here on the TASCAM Porta 2, and all you DAW users have a version of it as well. On my machine, there's an indented center on this pitch control, and as you move it to the right, the motor speeds up. As you move it to the left, the motor slows down. Pretty straightforward. This can be a fun effect to use after you've recorded something, like this. Get it? So how much pitch range does this machine have? I figured out that basically each line here represents a quarter tone of difference. So 2 lines makes a semitone. Here is a droning note, an A flat on a guitar with the ebow. This is an A flat. One extreme to the other end is perfect fourth. That's our range, that's our pitch control, which is actually quite a lot for a lot of great applications. This kind of technique of adjusting the pitch of the tape speed has been used for a very long time in recording instruments and vocals. I've been reading the Geoff Emerick book, Here, There, and Everywhere. He was the Beatles' recording engineer for the bulk of their most experimental music. In the book, he describes the Yellow Submarine session in great detail, but this one line caught my attention. The Beatles added their vocals with the tape slightly slowed down so that their voices would sound a little brighter on playback. Sound brighter. An extreme example of this sound in pop culture that everyone knows is David Seville's Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's not a natural voice. That was his voice recorded at slow speed and then sped up. I'm going to show you what Geoff Emerick meant with a quick little example here on the machine. Let me record something real quick at regular speed. This is dialogue. This is dialogue. Now I'm singing. Now let's hear that sped up slightly. This is dialogue. This is dialogue. Now I'm singing. Now let's hear that sped up as much as I can speed it up.
This is dialogue. This is dialogue. Now I'm singing.
Just for shits and grins, let's hear it back slowed all the way down.
This is dialogue. This is dialogue. Now I'm singing.
Sounds funny and unnatural, right? But why? The formants in my voice have shifted when I shift the pitch. What is a formant? In speech science and phonetics, a formant is the broad spectral maximum that results from an acoustic resonance of the human vocal tract. In acoustics, a formant is visually defined as a broad peak or local maximum in the spectrum. Huh? Basically, think of your voice as having a consistent physical resonance, with emphasis on certain frequencies. When we hear someone speaking naturally, we are not aware of this. But when you record a voice like I just did and change the pitch, you move those harmonic frequencies as well, which sounds totally unnatural the more extreme you go. On a side note, in a DAW, you can get plugins that will reshift formants after you've adjusted pitch. With all that being said, you want to do a quick hearing test? I know you do. I've recorded a piece of music really quickly and a lead vocal track 3 times. Once singing at the normal speed, matching the music. Then I sang at a slower speed, and then I sang at a faster speed. I'm gonna play back all 3, however, I'm gonna play them in the same pitch or speed. So you should be able to hear or tell a vocal that sounds normal, a vocal that sounds like it was sped up, and a vocal that sounds like it was slowed down. I know that might sound confusing right now, but I think you'll be able to tell the difference. So get ready to guess which is which, and I'll come back and show you the details. Here is the first example.
This is the four-minute song. Hold tight, hold on.
All right, next example.
This is the four-minute song. Hold tight, hold on.
All right, last example.
This is the four-minute song. Hold tight, hold on.
Okay, have you made your guess? In the first example, the vocal had been slowed down.
Four-minute song,
In the second example, the vocal had been sped up.
four-minute song,
And the last example that you heard, the vocal was recorded at normal speed.
four-minute song.
Are you confused? Let me show you on the machine exactly what I did. Starting with the first one, the example where I slowed the vocal down. So in order to record a vocal that you will slow down, logic suggests that you need to speed up the other instruments, which is what I did. So check this out.
This is the four-minute song.
Now that sounds slowed down. But check this out.
Hold tight, hold on.
So you can hear basically what I did to slow a vocal down is I had to speed up the band, which changed the pitch. So then, as a singer, you have to now sing it a half step up. So let's hear that slowed down vocal soloed.
This is the four-minute song.
You can hear how weird it sounds, the low pitch. It sounds low.
Hold tight, hold on.
Now it sounds normal. I'm just up half a step.
What did you learn today?
Just messing with you. So let's go to the vocal that I had sped up, Alvin and the Chipmunks style. So logic suggests that I slowed down the band when I recorded this, which is exactly what I did.
And this is the four-minute song.
Hear how bright it is?
Hold tight, hold on.
So that's the example that Jeff Emmerich was referring to. Slowing down the tape slightly to sing in a slightly lower key with the instruments, and then when you raise the vocal quality sounds bright. So I just want you to hear that soloed again.
And this is the four-minute song.
Now, just for fun, let's take the vocal that was recorded at normal speed with the normal speed band, and let's shift the pitch around for that. This is a common technique you heard back in the day too, where like the final mix would be slightly sped up or slightly slowed down. So let's hear the tonal qualities as they present themselves here.
This is the four-minute song. Hold tight, hold on. What did you learn today? 4-month foreplay.
So there you have it. Obviously, there's way more to explore here, both with vocals and instruments themselves. You can get really creative and plan ahead for techniques like this. I really do personally like that sound of the vocal that was recorded slightly slower. I recorded it at a full half step. I might even just go slight and just go quarter step in the future, because I can even hear the half step is pretty extreme to my ears, but it just depends on the mix, depends on what you want. I was going light on the reverb here. Obviously you can affect the vocal way more and get some interesting results to kind of mask the trick that you did. But also, who cares? You know, music is music, and it's just about the sounds that you like, that you want to hear. So stick around and I will toggle between each vocal take and then I'll play them all together at once just because it'll be fun. And with that, as always, peace and be good to each other.
This is the Foreman song. Hold tight, hold on. What did you learn today? Foreman, foreplay.
Kill it. Kill it. Shucks, 'twarn't nothing.